Hey, this is James from Military to Marketer. I'm excited that you're checking out our YouTube channel today. Hey, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that bell so you get a notification each time we put out a new video. Hey, today you're going to get a sneak peek of what it was like to go from zero to hero in my house and become the financial provider finally with a digital marketing agency. We'll see you on the other side. Well, here's my story. A bunch of years ago, I was in the Navy, and coming home one night, I was hit by a drunk driver head on. I broke my neck and all the ribs down the right side of my back, and it took me about a year and a half to rehab, if you could call it that, really, until I got medically retired out of the Navy. So yeah, I'm a disabled vet. But what happened to me when I got out of the Navy was that I needed to find a job because I had a family to take care of and bills to pay, and the only job I could find was working in a lab, doing a little bit different work than what I'd done when I was in the Navy. I wound up working on the lab information system, the software in the lab, and I became a self-taught techie, honestly, which is not a bad thing. Then I found my way into electronic medical records, which was really weird. But I enjoyed it. We serviced a number of companies, had about 1,900 clients around the United States, and we were real busy, and it was great. But I wanted to go back to school, and the VA sent me back to school. And about the time I was nearing my graduation, my counselor, contacted me one day and said, "Hey, I've got a job for you when you get out." I was like, "Great. Where's it going to be at?" "Oh, at the VA, and it pays $60,000 a year." At that point, it sounded pretty good, but I got to thinking, I make more money being a EMR consultant than I do doing that job. So why would I leave what I'm already doing? I'm just going to school part-time right now. So I kept my full-time, I kept my software gig because it was really good pay. So I kept my software gig because it was much better pay, and I decided not to do that. Later on, a couple years later, I decided to go back to school again while I was still doing the software, and again, getting near graduation again, I get a call, "Hey, we got a great job for you. It'll be about $80,000 a year." I was making a lot more than that, and I just, no, I don't want to be a part of the bureaucracy that I see every day involved in the VA. I want to do my own thing. I want to control my future. What if somehow the VA craters someday and these benefits that I have are gone, and I've relied on them all my life? What am I going to do? I'm going to be up a creek without a boat, in fact, not just a paddle, and I'll be swimming for dear life. And I didn't want to be in that position, so I decided I was going to take matters into my own hands. I continued doing software, and I wound up learning to fly. I went to an airline, all the time doing software on the side, part-time. Found myself in a corporate job, eventually flying for a family that I really liked and still know to this day. And it was great until 2014 hit, and the price of oil dropped almost overnight, is what it seemed like, and I got laid off, and I had to become a contract pilot, and that was good. But during 2016, 17, 18, and part of 19, it was so busy that I was never home. I was gone some days, or some months rather. I was gone some months, 25 to 28 days that month. And I was an absent dad. I was an absent father. Yeah, I was providing great. We had plenty of money, but I missed being home. I missed seeing my wife. I missed my kids and seeing them grow. And so I didn't have a backup plan, honestly. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then during the wintertime of 2019, a friend of mine, who's a pastor in the town that we live in, invited me to coffee one morning. And he said, "Look, I want to introduce you to this guy. His name's Pedro Adeo. I know you're trying to do something different. You should meet him." And I was like, "Okay, he's got this thing going on in February or March. You should do it. It's called a challenge." I was like, "Okay." I had no clue what that was. And so in February and March, I went on this online challenge. It was called the Kingdom Funnel Challenge. And I don't often get emotional, but for 7 days, I watched this guy talk about funnels, marketing, and God. He screamed a lot. He wore muscle shirts a lot. And I cried a lot, honestly. And I was like, God, are you trying to tell me I need to be doing something differently? And I really didn't know what it would all entail. And so we finished the challenge, and then through that challenge, I was introduced to a guy named Russell Bronson, who is the CEO of ClickFunnels at the time, and he has about 40 million videos out on YouTube on ClickFunnels, and I'll put a link to ClickFunnels below in the description of the video, and so you can check it out for yourself. But after watching all his videos, I realized, hey, I might be able to do something with this and start a different business on the side while I'm flying, and maybe it'll give me a break from flying so much and I can be home more. And so the end of June comes, 1st of July, and I have one more trip to do, and then I'm kind of done because our plane's going away. So we flew to Driggs, Idaho, and myself and the other pilot. So we flew to Driggs, Idaho, myself and the other pilot, and there's another plane as well. Both planes were going away, and so the other pilot that I was flying with, and the other two pilots went in the FBO, the fixed-based operator there on the field, and I was putting all the covers on the plane, and a gentleman walked up behind me. I didn't know who he was. I didn't even look because I was kind of busy. He started talking. He said, "Hey, is that a 3 or a 6 or a 7?" I said, "Well, it's a 3." He goes, "Oh, I used to have a 7." And I was like, "Okay." And he goes, "I got a 10 now." I was like, "Oh, really cool. Citation 10. You should look it up. I'll put a link in the description below. You can kind of check one of those out. They're pretty cool planes." And so we kept on talking while I was, and I wasn't paying too much attention. And he started walking off, and I started following him because he was walking towards a plane that I wanted to check out after I got done with ours. It was a Beaver, beautiful plane. So we continued our conversation for about 50 feet, and we got over to his plane, and he turned around and he said, "Hey, my name's Harrison Ford." And I said, "Hey, my name's James Havis. Nice to meet you." And we continued talking about his plane, and I took a look in it and set up in it. It was really nice. He offered even to take me flying in it, but we had to go because I had to catch an airline and get home. So that ended my days of flying right there, or so I thought. Come September, I started a digital marketing company, not knowing really what I was doing. I just honestly had no clue. I was trying to figure out how to build funnels, and I was trying to find customers, and that wasn't working out too well. And then a friend of mine introduced me to a business owner in a neighboring town, and I explained to her, I said, "Hey, look, I can build a funnel, I can do all the advertising, I can do everything for it, and we can try to bring new business into your operation." She was like, "Great. How much will it be?" And I told her. She handed me a check immediately. I was like, "Oh, wow, that was almost too easy." So coincidentally, that check paid most of our bills for September and October of that year. And so I was kind of off and going. I still didn't know how to build a funnel, actually. That was the secret at that point. So I got back on YouTube. Russell, teach me more, and learned how to build a funnel. It took me about 20 days to build that stupid funnel, but I got it built. We got it launched. We got ads launched, and she 4x'd her business before Christmas and had to hire new employees. So I knew there was something to this. I knew I could do it. I just had to figure out the rest of it. And having a mentor and a coach was a big part of it. And so I kept on plugging away. I went to a mastermind in late January, and just before Funnel Hacking Live. And at that mastermind, the guy that was my mentor, Pedro Adeo, at that point, he said, "Look, don't give up aviation. There's something there for you." I was like, "Okay, I won't." And I put it in my back pocket, and I kind of left it there, and I kept on working on my digital marketing, and COVID hit. And everybody went home to work. I was already at home working and not flying now, and so it was kind of natural for me. Here's the interesting thing that happened. By the time we got to May, we had paid off almost $200,000 in debt from the previous September. So things work in interesting ways, and when you get in the right place at the right time, the doors can really open for you, and they did. So in June, everybody was starting to travel again, but people weren't wanting to get on the airlines necessarily. They were wanting their own planes. And a family contacted me and said, "Hey, we would like to get a jet if you can help us out with that." And so by the time we got to the end of July, we had helped them acquire a new Learjet. I got typed in it, and we started flying and operating it for them. At the very same time, I was still doing digital marketing. So now I had 2 revenue streams. And so I'm glad I didn't give up that aviation. It worked out well because I could buy and sell. It got so good that I was able to even figure out how to run a jet through a funnel and sell a jet through a funnel. So there, I sold a jet through a funnel. One time. I'll do it again. We'll figure it out and I'll do it again. I just haven't had any more opportunities to do it again, but I will do it again. I'll sell another jet through a funnel. Well, needless to say, that's kind of been my journey to get to where I am now. And I figured out all the steps to start a digital agency, how to create everything, how to launch it, and now how to scale it. Hey, that was a video of how I went from zero to hero in my house. Hey, I hope you want to do the same. I look forward to seeing you on the other side. Have a great day.